All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Podrace. Since the last time we recorded, two major trailers released for two wildly different movies just this last week as we're recording now. Those movies were for Shrek 5 and Spider Man Brand New Day. We're going to quickly talk about Shrek and then kind of get more into the Spider Man trailer. So we'll just jump right into it. Shrek, Nick, initial thoughts on the Shrek 5 trailer?
I'm just gonna be real. I'm really not even excited for this movie. To be told, I something about it is just not doing it for me, and I think it's beyond the animation. I just am not excited, really. I mean, I hope it's good. I hope it's great because I want Shrek to be a good product and good movie. But um, I just I don't know. It's I'm not like getting giddy over it. Maybe when we get closer, it's one of those things where I'll pick up steam and really want to. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch all the originals to really get myself psyched for it. But I mean, I really don't have any major thoughts on it. But I hope it's good, but I'm not like getting giddy over this movie at all.
Yeah, I feel like I remember when, like a couple years ago, when there was like rumors that there was going to be a Shrek 5, and then they were like, I feel like the hype was kind of there when that was going on. But
Yeah,
then after they kind of showed the first picture of it, and then even though it was never officially confirmed, people were like, the plot is definitely. I think the
the
rumor of the
plot's
plot was like,
predictable.
yeah, and like the initial rumor of the plot was like Farquaad was going to somehow come back and find this like magic item inside the dragon's stomach that transported him to the real world, and then Shrek was going to go to the real world. That I don't think any of those movies ever, like, I can't name one
They
off the
don't
top of my
work.
head that work.
No.
They've tried it with like the Smurfs, it didn't work. Like, I I can't think of a successful one. And then obviously the big rumor right now is like Shrek's daughter, played by Zendaya, is like wants to be her own independent
Rebellious
female
and
ogre
yeah.
that wants to like doesn't want to be tied down to being an ogre and wants to travel the world. And Shrek's like the overbearing father
Yeah.
that's like, well, you're an ogre, you stick in the swamp. Just like
Which
generic stories
not
that's been
for
told a million times.
yeah. Which we see that in Ice Age, I think 4, and it does not work where the daughter wants to be rebellious and go with the jock mammoth boyfriend. So
Yeah,
there's bad
wasn't it played
precedent
by
on that.
Drake?
Yeah, I think so. So and the daughter's Nicki Minaj, I believe.
Yeah, I think
So
yeah.
it just doesn't work. It does not
Peaches,
work.
right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, we'll knock out the elephant in the room. Obviously, the big talk right now is the animation. I don't think the animation on its own looks bad at all, but it looks bad for a Shrek movie.
It looks bad when you compare it to what it should be from based on the old product. And it looks bad, especially coming off of Toy Story 5, which we just talked about, that looked fantastic. And then you see this, and it looks terrible. And I also saw a comparison of Diego from Ice Age, again, to bring that up, from 2001 to the new one. And all it is just an improvement of animation quality where the hair is better on the body and all that. They don't
Yeah,
change the facial features. Like Donkey, I think, is even worse than Shrek
yeah.
in
I
the
was
new
gonna,
one.
I was gonna bring up that I think Donkey's the worst one of the. I think
Yeah.
Donkey and Fiona are the worst too. Like Shrek looks close enough to himself that it's like you can kind of get over it, but like Donkey looks nothing like
it's
himself.
it's a total character change, and that is to me where it suffers because you lose the charm of the how the characters originally looked, whereas like Toy Story preserved the charm of Woody and Buzz and all them. These ones are totally flipping, and I think you kind of deter people from that. It's a shame that it's happening to Shrek because it's a great franchise, but I mean it's not good.
Yeah, and you kind of already brought it up. The point I was gonna make is like, yeah, I understand this movie is going to be released 17 years, almost 20 years after Shrek, the fourth one. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, obviously animation has improved, technology's improved, money's there to improve it. But like you said, like they've completely changed the animation. Whereas Toy Story, yeah, from the first one 30 years ago to the newest one, yeah, the animation
Yeah.
looks different, but all the characters still look the same. It's just
It's the
improved
same.
upon. And
Mhm.
then the Ice Age teaser trailer that they showed, like every character looks the same. It's just more, like you said, more
It's more
realistic to
defined.
the, yeah, like it looks like fur compared to just
I think
computer
you
animation.
said this a couple weeks ago or whatever over text. Like, look at Clone Wars to Maul. Like, it's the same animation, but Maul looks way better than
Yeah,
Clone Wars. I mean, compare Clone Wars movie to Maul. That's a 18-year gap in animation, and they look night and day, but it's the same style, and it just gets better. And this movie, it's like the Clone Wars to Rebels change, where it's a total alteration in the style they
yeah,
use, and it does not sit well.
yeah.
So
Also with
I
like
go
what
ahead.
you hate.
Sorry.
No, go
No, I
ahead.
was gonna say I hate to like harp on animation when there's other parts of a movie that are important, but it just seems like such a glaring issue for this one.
Yeah, and like it's so minor in the trailer, but you do get a glimpse of like Donkey Dragon and the Dronkies in the background, and they
Yeah,
just changed the Dronkies to literally all have Donkey's face.
yeah,
And like, yeah, I know it's his kids and all, but in the um earlier movies when you see them, they have this like distinct, I feel like, blend of both, and now it's just red tinted Donkey with wings, I'd assume. And
yeah.
I'm assuming they're all gonna be voiced by Eddie Murphy or like
I
Kevin Hart or something.
I saw this is probably a dumb question, and I don't know if it's true. I saw a post of the other day of the ogre babies, um, and obviously it's like the girl and Zendaya, and then one of the sons is played by I forget his name, um, Superman movie,
Yeah,
the
his name is like Skylar. It's Jimmy Olsen, and then the guy
Jimmy
from
Olsen.
Marcello from SNL are the two
Yeah, and but then I saw
sons.
a picture of the baby versions of those ogres with their baby pictures. They didn't play them at that time, right? Like they didn't voice them as kids
No,
at all. Yeah,
I don't think they even like. I
like
think they had like
used a
one or
voice.
two lines
They just
in the
had like
fourth
baby
one.
sounds,
Yeah, it
right?
wasn't.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and I saw that and I was like, that doesn't make sense. Uh, but
But yeah, I rewatched
yeah,
the trailer, and like I said, I don't think the animation in general is bad. It's just it's not. It doesn't look like a Shrek movie. And
no,
even Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, like that animation's so much different than the Shrek movies, but
it
it
looked
makes
good.
sense for the character as well.
Yeah,
Like it makes sense for Puss to have that type of animation style,
yeah.
that look.
I don't mind that if you're gonna go and do a side character story where it's a
Yeah,
different plot and it doesn't involve the main crux of the franchise. But when you are using the guy, you have to stay with the same animation. So,
yeah, no, I agree. Like I
um,
mean, I think like Lightyear, it's different than Toy Story, but it's a completely different animation, but it makes sense for the movie.
and that also it makes sense, especially too because that's supposed to be a movie in that universe,
Yeah,
which is why Andy gets hooked on the
yeah,
toy. So those characters look like the live action, or not live action, but they look like the humans in
yeah,
Toy Story. So that makes
yeah.
sense. Um,
That's really.
I
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
I
really
have
have
nothing
anything
else.
else. I'm less excited than I was. I'm still probably going to see it because I mean, I love the first two, especially Shrek two,
Yeah, yeah, I'll see it.
and it'll be that nostalgia bait going back into the theater to watch it. But I'm less excited for it. And then when I rewatched the trailer today, Universal literally turned off the comments on the trailer, which is like that just kind of
Yeah,
shows how many
yeah,
people
it's bad.
are harping on this movie. So we'll
Yeah,
see. I mean, they already pushed it back. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to come out this year. So they already pushed
wasn't
it back like a
it's
whole year.
it's what in June now next year,
Now I'm pretty sure it's December, bro. I think. Is it? Let me
December
see.
of 27.
Let me see. Oh no, summer. You're right. So yeah, it's coming out next summer, but it was supposed to come out this December, I think.
June 30th, 2027. Okay,
So yeah, they have a
cool.
whole year before it comes out. I mean, you can't change the animation now. You're gonna have to. That would
No, you're
delay it.
stuck with it.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
you're
just
stuck with it.
gotta.
You got to
As
roll
long
with
as
it.
it like in the end, as long as the story's good and it has like good comedy,
If
that's all that really matters.
if it comes out and it's a stellar plot, I can live with the animation. But if both are terrible, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
So
I mean, overall, the last thing, like I'm excited to have like just hearing. It's kind of like Toy Story with like Tim Allen, Tom Hanks, just Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, and Eddie
just hearing
Murphy
the
as those
voices,
characters. Yeah.
yeah,
So
it is one of those things where maybe I don't need a stellar plot, but if you give me a fun time, I'm okay with it. That's why Toy Story 5 I think kind of works. Not an amazing plot, not a bad one, but fun time.
yeah, and we have
So
that attachment to the franchise. So
Yeah, but I mean, speaking of plots, let's go to the one that looks really promising, Spider-Man.
yeah. So what did you think of the second trailer?
I watched it when it dropped at work. So not the most ideal setting, but I watched it and I was like, this looks good. Then I went home and I watched it on my Xbox on a bigger screen and I was like, this looks fucking amazing. I was
Yeah,
so stoked for it.
I think like the first trailer, I was like instantly hooked on it, and I think this trailer does all that and more, and it shows you so much more, which without also giving. I feel like it's still not showing a lot, and it's going to be a 2.5 hour movie, so there's still a lot of footage we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a big mystery with this movie too. Like you still don't
It's
really know what's going on.
you don't even really know who the villain is. I mean, you can't pinpoint who the villain in this movie is. It's not I don't
Yeah.
think it's Hulk. I don't
No,
really
I
even
think
think it's
Hulk is
going to
just going to
be
be a fight, a
yeah,
fight
and I
or
don't
two.
even do I think it's going to be Jean Grey? I don't really think so. So I don't know who it's going to be.
Well,
Which is kind of exciting.
I was going to pose this question later on, but you know what? It's we're talking about it now. So Tom Holland did come out and say that the main villain, has not been like revealed yet. It's a secret. It hasn't been leaked. I think, given the trailers of this movie and what we saw, there's only two options, and I think both of these villains are in the movie, but one is going to be the main villain. Who do you think he could be talking about? I'll let you answer first.
You're not going to say Doom, right?
No, they're saying this doesn't have any really connection to Doom, and to be honest, I don't want it to be Doom. I want it to be just
Yeah, I
like
don't.
a
Yeah,
Spider-Man story.
who do I think would be the villain? Uh, do
There's
they already
rumors.
do they already
What
exist in? You think they already exist in the universe, or are they coming from comic?
they have not. One has technically been seen in universe, and the other one has not been in universe yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Uh,
So I will say I don't think Jean Grey is the villain at all, and I don't even
no,
think Jean Grey is the person that you see in the trailer taking over the city. Like I don't even think that's Jean Grey.
no, I agree.
And they've also came out and said that, or they revealed that the powers of Jean Grey were going to be pink, and I'm pretty sure even in the scene in New York, it's like a blue or white flash. It's not. I don't see any pink in it. Like I'm looking at it
Okay,
right now.
so who are the
But
villains that you had in mind?
so I think I'll get the side villain out first. I don't think this is, and this is kind of a rumor, but I'm kind of on board with it. I don't think this is like a man spider transformation story. I fully think this is a symbiote movie.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
think the change, the black eyes, like yeah,
The
I
organic
understand he's
webbing and
getting
all
the
that.
organic webbing, and that could be more of the man spider thing. But you know that it's been so long since they teased. It was at the end of Far From Home in that post credit scene, the Tom Hardy Venom,
Yeah,
which is coming up on 8 years
yeah,
since
ears.
that movie
Yeah,
came out. So I think at that point the Venom would finally like the symbiote would finally develop and make his way to
Peter.
Peter, and
Yeah,
he's at his most vulnerable state right now. So I think the symbiote is. I would prefer. I also would prefer the symbiote over the man spider story personally.
I agree.
But I think the symbiote would also explain why Peter is one of the few people that is not affected by the mind control,
That
because he's
yeah,
already technically
mind controlled.
being is already technically like a parasite for a host.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I like that. I've been seeing the symbiote online, so I'm on board with that if they can do it right. What was the other one?
So I think the main. I honestly think the main villain of this movie is Mister Negative. I think he's the
Okay.
one.
Yeah, we talked about that. I think. Yeah.
I think he's the one taking over New York. I don't. The only caveat for Mister Negative is why would he not take over Frank? Because they're kind of setting it up that Frank doesn't get like affected by this mind control
Yeah, I
either.
noticed that. Yeah.
And like if it is Jean, I do think they're working together, her and Frank. So that would be a good reason for him
Hmm.
to not be mind controlled.
Yeah.
But I just don't see like you're introducing Jean Grey, and you're making her kind of like a terrorist and mind controlling the city. Like that doesn't make sense to me. in my opinion. And I know she turns into Dark Phoenix and like she is eventually kind of like this villain, but they're not going for that yet. So I'm just I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense.
I don't even think she's the one that unleashes the Hulk. Like I think that was just
Yeah.
Marvel
No.
trailer manipulation, how they always do that stuff to
Yeah.
kind of make you think. So I don't even think she's involved with that side of the story, or at least not that scene. That will come down to probably the Mr. Negative that you're talking about, because somebody needs to unleash that, and it's not going to be the symbiote, obviously. So like it has to be somebody else. Um,
Yeah, and it makes
and
sense for because they're talking about like they've kind of accidentally leaked that Gray Hulk was going to be in it,
yeah, I
and
was
Mister
gonna say,
Negative would go into the decolorization of Hulk.
yeah, I was gonna say, do you think it'll be gray or green? I wouldn't mind either. I won't be
I think
disappointed if it's not gray, but gray would be cool.
I think it's going to be Gray Hulk because I'm pretty sure in the one trailer they had it and then they covered it over. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
very easy for them to just tint him the
color and
green. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, they could pull it off easily.
I
But gray
just
would be cool, and then maybe you could tie gray into that. Maybe it's he's gray because of the machine. He doesn't have it on, but he's not fully channeled as the old Savage Hulk. Like he's more restrained. I don't know what you would channel it as or the reason for it. But I'm sure there could be an explanation for why he's gray instead of just like appearing as gray.
yeah. I mean, I just can't wait to finally get the Hulk back. Since it's been
Yeah,
since Infinity War,
yeah,
like the actual Hulk, and then that fight scene should be awesome.
yeah.
I'm just curious. My only concern is how are they going to calm him down and turn him back into it. I'm
I
assuming
assume.
it's going to be somehow getting the wristband back on.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
on even though I don't love that, I would prefer that than to Peter like sun's getting
Talking
real
him
low.
down.
Like I we've seen
I
that so many times.
I think he's gonna say it, and it's not gonna work, and it's gonna be like a comedy moment that the sun's getting real low. I think they'll do it, and it's just like it's gonna be like a laugh off kind of thing.
Yeah, they did that in Ultron too though, didn't they
Yeah.
with Tony? I think he talks to him in the suit and he says it and then he just gets angry and then he just starts beating him up.
Does he say sun's getting real low in the suit? I don't remember.
I think so because he's like
I
sun's
don't.
getting real low and like Hulk he's like all right that's not gonna work and then I
Maybe
think
he does say it. Yeah, I don't remember. But um, I know. Well, Thor says it, and then it doesn't work in Ragnarok, in the fight scene. Uh, so they've done it before, but I think they'll do it in this one. It'll be funny. I would rather the wristband get back on him instead of like a power friendship type of thing like we saw in Brave New World, especially because we already saw that solution for Hulk 2 years at that point,
yeah
almost 2 years ago. I don't need to see it again for this Hulk. I'd rather see an actual solution. And also power friendship, like it doesn't make sense. One, it doesn't make sense for this Hulk. What in the world is going to bring him down that way emotionally? And two, Spider-Man is powerful enough to handle him, whereas Anthony Mackie's Cap is not, and he needs to be able to do that. And also, you have the reasoning with his daughter to bring him down. So, for this one, I don't think that should work at all.
yeah I did look it up. Tony does not say it, but in Ragnarok I think I
That's
was
my
thinking of
thought.
the Ragnarok scene
Yeah,
where
I
he
think
said and
Ragnarok. Yeah.
um
Now, I think Natasha says it at the end when, or no, she doesn't say it at the end
she's
because
you
she turns
hear
him into it.
you at the end of Ultron because it's Ultron where she technically says it, but then he turns it off and he just takes a ship at the end of Ultron
Yeah,
because the video
yeah,
starts playing and he just turns it off, and then
yeah.
that's when
That's right.
he ends up in Ragnar when where he's at in Ragnarok.
Ragnarok. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Um, one thing that the trailer's not showing, and like we've we've harped on it, and I mean, I'm coming around to it, even though I still don't like it the Ned and MJ involvement because I just wanted that chapter to kind of close. But I'm actually interested to see what happens with Ned in this movie
I'm
because
interested. Sorry.
you're good. Because obviously they're still showing MJ and like whether it's Jean or Mister Negative, whoever's mind controller, like oh I'll go pay MJ a visit, and she does remember that Spider-Man has saved her, so she trusts him, and then she's like with Frank. But like I wonder what Ned's reaction to all that would be because I do think they're gonna set up the Hobgoblin at
I
some
do think
point.
they're going to set that up too. I'm actually really intrigued in both MJ and Ned. I really am curious how they're going to pull that off. Uh, I mean, Ned being so interested uh in Peter's identity or Spider-Man's identity,
Yeah,
with the bulletin board and all that. I think that's going to lead into him being the Goblin, and so I mean we'll see what they do with that. But I'm more intrigued in the Zendaya side of it than I kind of thought I would be. I would like to see how they handle this. I Do you think he's at any point in this going to read that note to her that he made?
yeah. Well, so this, I guess this is like technically a spoiler. The big rumor right now, and Zendaya even said like bring your tissues to the theater, blah blah blah, is that Peter is going to die at the
I've
end of this
seen this.
movie,
Yeah.
and then I think that's where the symbiote comes in and resurrects him. But I think in that scene where if he does die, that's where he'll probably read the note to her.
How,
That would make the most sense to me.
like he's resurrected and reads it, or he's dying
No,
and
he's
reads it.
dying and reads it. My only thing is, I
Okay.
don't know who would be the one to kill him.
I don't think it's gonna be Hulk, right?
No,
So
I honestly think the Hulk fight will probably be like
I think that'll
maybe
be
with
like
like an hour left, like a third, middle to
it's
third
a
act bridge. It's not going to be the final act, in my opinion.
no, it's gonna be middle of the movie and it's gonna be like a minute long.
Like I honestly think all the. I hope it's longer than that, but
Yeah, like as long as the Red Hulk fight is, I think. Like I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
be
that's a
much more
couple
than we
minutes
got.
long. I hope
Yeah,
it's
I
better
think
than
it's like
that
four
fight, even
minutes.
though it
I think
wasn't terrible.
yeah, I think Red Hulk got what like 4 minutes in that movie or something. I think he'll
Yeah,
get
it's
around that.
pretty long. I do like that Hulk is using the thunderclap
Yeah,
again and
yeah,
do like I think the hand stuff is probably towards the end of the movie, in my opinion. Like the stuff
yeah.
with him in the prison, I think that's towards the end. It'll
Could
probably
be.
be. I think it'll be the Jean Grey stuff probably towards the beginning to the middle. Then you'll have that little Hulk intermission, and then solution to Jean Grey, and then the
I would
fight at the
assume
end.
I would assume him in Banner's class where he does like the wrist thing, like the fake roar and all that. I think that's going to be like in the first 20 minutes.
I really hope so because like
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by that plot, but I also don't want it to take over the movie. Like I don't want it to be too long of the movie. Like a couple interactions at the university, and then we get into. I'm assuming Peter's going to tell him who he really is because you do get that line in the trailer. He's like, "You're not one of my
Yeah.
students."
Yeah.
So,
This
um,
is it's interesting cuz this character Spider-Man is going to have three individual plots in this movie. So I'm very curious to see how they pull that off because you're gonna have to balance Zendaya, Jean Grey, Hulk, um, and the hand stuff. So I mean, there's a lot that he's doing in this movie that they're gonna have to lay out somehow.
yeah, and with this trailer, I think we talked about it before. I think Frank is going to be in this movie a decent amount.
I think he's gonna be more than I thought he was.
Yeah, I initially thought he was probably going to be
Like
like
a
Captain
middle,
America Infinity War time, like screen time, but like you feel like he's everywhere. But
yeah.
I think he's going to have like 20ish minutes of screen time, which is a
He
lot.
might, yeah, he might have a decent. He might not come in until the middle act, but I think once he's there, he might be there till the end. Like he might get a decent amount of stuff.
I don't know. I low key think that that scene where Peter kicks him out of the truck is kind of like the beginning montage
You think it might be
of the
maybe that
movie,
could
and
be
like you do the montage of him fighting all these like street level villains, like the boomerang and stuff, and then it cuts to like real time with the tank scene, and then maybe that's where Frank. I don't know. I don't. I
he
feel like
does
that's more
he
of a
does know
beginning
his
scene.
name in that scene, so you have to set up how he knows his name. Unless that's something really easy and quick that they do.
Do you think
But
Daredevil shows up? I feel like he has to. In some like, he's also in
he
prison,
could. Yeah,
so
he could. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them. If they're gonna bring Punisher into it, yeah, I mean why wouldn't you bring Daredevil into it? And I
yeah.
think people would like that and it would help the movie make more money. So I could see that.
This
What do
this movie's gonna make so much money.
yeah. You think it's gonna do over 1.5?
I'd be surprised if it doesn't, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think. I mean,
I
I think it's gonna do 400 opening weekend at the very bare
Yeah, I
minimum.
agree. The numbers right now, I mean, last I looked a few days ago, it was over 50 for pre-sale.
Yeah, and that dude,
So,
and that's only pre.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's Spider Man. He's a global phenomenon,
Yeah.
and first Spider Man movie in 5 years.
Do you have any end credits predictions?
Well, if he does die, I think the end credits will probably be the symbiote, like going to the
Oh, so,
grave.
so you think the movie would be him dead, and then the end credit would be his revival?
Yeah, I think I would prefer that, setting up the revival for Doomsday, because they have repeatedly said he's not in Doomsday, but obviously that could be a big smokescreen. But this would be a good reason for why he's not in Doomsday, because he's dead.
Do you think people would be upset with that because of the
If he's
Sue
dead,
Storm? No, that he gets revived that quickly in his own movie, similar to the Sue Storm thing. Like, do you think
well,
people
my
would
thing
be frustrated at that?
my thing is, the way I kind of see it right now is, if let's say the first post credit scene is the symbiote crawl, it would just be the symbiote like touching the tombstone, like
Yeah,
crawling on the tombstone, and then it cut to black. Like I wouldn't even say like full of
you don't
revival.
even. Yeah, okay,
And then like
it's up for
he,
interpretation.
yeah, and he'll show up somewhere or like something, or like you get like a cheat. Well, I think that would work better than him like fully resurrecting. The Sue Storm thing, the only reason that scene bothered me is because, and it's the issue with, we've talked about it with the MCU and just like this connected universe. You knew she was coming back for Doomsday and Secret Wars, so,
Why even kill her?
but I do. It made sense for the movie that Franklin revived her to show how powerful he is.
Yeah,
So it's like kind of like devil's advocate. I didn't like that scene had no emotional weight to me, because I was like, okay, she's
everybody
gonna
knew.
live. Like,
Yeah, we all knew. Yeah,
even like the Infinity War stuff, like some of that like in theater was like holy shit, like these people were like disintegrating, disappearing. But at the same time, I knew Tom Holland had a Spider-Man movie on the way. I knew Black Panther had another movie on the way. Like, that's just the only issue. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think like what else in the trailer. Like, what do you think Jean Grey's like solution or result? Like, do you think she turns into an ally, or do you think she kind of
I think
not
she
runs
turns in.
away, but kind of just like goes in the shadows and you don't see her again in the movie?
I think she turns into an ally at some point. I can't imagine you bring her in just for her to disappear. I think she turns into some type of net positive for Peter by the third act, or at least by the solution of the movie. Um, so that's what I would expect out of that character. Uh, for the overall story, I can't see her being one. She's not the big bad. Two, I don't see them bringing her in and just having her disappear. I think she's going to help Peter in some fashion.
Yeah, I still think it's weird that she's getting introduced in this movie, but also like we're finally getting X-Men in the MCU. Like, and
Yeah,
I don't really count the Daredevil, not Daredevil, Deadpool and Wolverine yet, because that movie was still in that universe in a sense. So,
yeah, yeah.
um, the one I think, like we talked about it before, I think the suit looks really great, and
The suit does
I know people were complaining about not having like, I don't want to
face
call it like
shell.
a yeah, but I think I prefer the way it is. Like, it actually looks like, someone's in the suit and wearing it at all times.
Yeah, I don't know. I see that one shot of his ears in it, and I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like that. Um, I I'm indifferent on it. I think if I could have it one way or the other, I would rather have the face shell with the more like slender body. I love the way Andrew Garfield looks in the suit, and I think as close as you can get to that is what I like. So
Hmm.
I don't know. There are some scenes where like you could just like, and I appreciate that it's like a practical suit or whatever, and maybe it's not like the pick like the dots and everything, but there are some scenes where you can kind of just tell it's a human body, if that makes sense. Like you can see like rolls, or you can see like like a lap popping through, or you can see like the ear. Like there's certain stuff where I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I like that in the suit, but
But I feel
it's
like
not
that fits the
terrible.
character,
It does.
because it's the
Yeah,
suit. I would assume has to be homemade. I mean, homemade suit
that's why
without the text. So
it's acceptable for this movie, because it's supposed to be him with no resources, and so if the suit does look like it's a costume, it works.
yeah, I'm just glad like we should not see any like Iron Spider even though I honestly didn't hate like this inside out black and gold suit, like the look of it, I'm just
Yeah,
glad we're getting. It just feels like a Spider-Man suit again that we haven't had really in a
yeah,
while for Tom
yeah.
Holland's character.
For once, he doesn't
Um,
feel like an Avenger. He feels like Spider-Man,
yeah.
which is nice.
Um, I don't.
I
I don't have
I'm
much else.
yeah I'm
The one thing I will say, like, it's in the beginning of the trailer. I don't think Scorpion's going to be in this movie that
yeah
much. I think he's going
I
to kick his ass and then he's going to get arrested or be out of the movie for a while.
I could see that being a first act throwaway kind of thing. Kind of like how Rhino in TASM 2 in the truck and doesn't appear until the end. Maybe Scorpion doesn't appear at the end, but I don't think he's in it. Like I could see him being in the first 15 minutes and then he's done.
I don't think, obviously, the trailer could be stitched together, edited to make it look like different scenes. I don't think he'll be in the first 15 minutes, but I think he's going to be the first fight where this symbiote transformation or whatever it is taking over. Because you see him, like, he throws him into a moving cop car.
Yeah,
It seems
yeah.
like he goes above and, like, really, uh, like, harasses him and goes in on him.
So
So I
this is
think
the
that's probably
first
first,
instance that the fan sees the symbiote kind of take
yeah,
action.
his, like, uncontrollable
Yeah,
powers.
yeah,
So and then you probably won't see him, or if you do, it's at the very end.
yeah,
I'm excited to see Scorpion either way. I was hoping he'd be more the villain, but like, I'm just glad we're getting different villains than we have before. So
yeah, yeah. Definitely, it's refreshing. It's this movie has a real chance to be one of the better. My bar for Spider-Man movies is a lot lower, I think, than other people, and by that I mean like I don't think it's going to take a lot for this one to be in my top 2 to 3. I would be shocked if this movie's not my number 2 by the time we're done watching it.
I
Like I
fully expect this movie to be in between No Way Home and Spider-Man 2 right now
I agree. That's my yeah.
in
I
terms of the
No Way
live
Home
action Spider-Man movies.
No Way Home is my 1. Spider-Man 2 is my 2 right now. Um I think it's going to go right in between them. I hope it's over No Way Home. I pray that it's better than that. Cuz that means it's just going to be an elite movie. I
Yeah,
think it can get there. So,
I think so.
I don't know, we'll see.
I do think if the ending truly is him dying, you are going to have a lot of divisive reactions to that, and that's probably going to kill the movie for a lot of people.
What if he dies and they don't do the symbiote at the end? And there's no inclination that he comes back.
Well, I'm okay if it's not the symbiote. I mean, let's be honest, we know he's coming back.
Yeah, but what if the
But I
movie
see what
doesn't
you're
have
saying.
that? Yeah. What if it doesn't have that end credit and it's just Peter's grave and that's it? That would be crazy.
I think that would be, people would hate that even more than like the
I
symbiote, or
agree.
even like, I
I
think Jean
agree.
Grey has the power to bring people
Revive.
back. So it could be her too, and that could be like, she could be the villain the whole movie and then be like, "Oh, I guess I got to bring this guy back," and then that's her like redemption moment. But I personally am fine with it being like, I don't mind it being the symbiote. I think that's a natural conclusion to bring it
Yeah.
finally into the MCU.
Yeah. I
So,
agree. Yeah. I don't know.
but
We'll
yeah,
see.
I'm excited. I honestly, I'm fine with them not releasing any more trailers. They'll probably do one more before it comes
I'd be
out.
cool
We
with
still have a
nothing.
month left, but
Yeah.
I'm fine with them not releasing anything.
Yeah. I'm cool with something small, but hone in on the
Yeah.
marketing now. Get
Yeah.
old toys, the drinks, the snacks, get everything out there.
Yeah, they could do a 30-second TV spot and add like one scene into it, and then
They
that's.
should really do the Spider-Man Pop Tarts again, like they did in the 2000s for the Toby movies.
I mean,
That
I
would be
know the
kind of
Pop
cool.
Tart brought back like the Pokemon one, so I wouldn't be
Yeah,
surprised.
they should do it.
It's
If there's
easy
any time to
marketing.
do it, it's now.
Every
Yeah,
time I go in a store, they got like Spider-Man poppies. Like he's every, like, it's
yeah,
just something so small like that. I don't know. I like, that's when I feel like movies are back. When you see all these stupid tie-in promotions and
when they're
collaborations that
yeah,
really don't even make sense with each other, but it's just like Spider-Man's
it
on my
just
soda
works.
can. Like the
Yeah,
Dr. Pepper dude, if they like brought something like that back, I'd
yeah,
buy the case to get the
yeah.
collectible can.
Like I still have the limited time Star Wars Cokes upstairs, like unopened. I have 2 boxes of
Yeah.
that. It's like I just people just
Oh
eat
yeah,
that stuff
those
up.
were cool last year. The Coke Zeros
Yeah, I
or the
still have.
Cokes. Yeah.
I have the Vader and the Anakin just sitting upstairs, like a full 12 pack of each. Never gonna open them. So, I mean, people just I don't know. People like that stuff, so they need to do
Yeah, I
it.
mean, I'm fine with like I wish I was old enough to buy the Pepsi collaboration with the Phantom Menace way
Yeah,
back
some of
when.
that stuff would
Cooler.
be cool, or like the Jar Jar tongue thing,
Ew, the Pez thing
the Pez
or the
dispenser.
lollipop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the push pop or whatever it was, or
and it's just his
the
tongue.
lollipop.
You're making out with
Yeah,
Jar Jar.
you gotta suck on it. Yeah.
Whoa, pause, pause.
All right.
But yeah,
All right.
overall,
Well,
I'm
I'm good.
excited. I think I don't. The last thing is I don't think they said there's no connection to Doomsday at all in the post credits or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if
Disagree.
there is, but
It has to.
I'm also okay with it. I think it has to only because the only connection to Doom we've had is the Fantastic Four post credit scene.
Yeah.
But I'm also fine with it not having it because I prefer Spider Man standalone.
Well, I don't mind if the post credit scene has a tie-in. It's the movie I don't want tying in. As long as the movie itself doesn't tie, I'm fine. But the end credits can do whatever it wants, and I really don't care.
Do you think the movie will tie into the Thunderbolts and the Void?
No, no, I don't
No,
think so. No.
I wouldn't have mind. I like that would be a tie-in that I wouldn't mind, but also like I'm I fully am okay with it being full Spider Man and nothing else.
Yeah, I want the movie itself to be just Spidey, but the end credits, I don't care if they branch out and do something else with it. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
I think it's good to end there.
All right.
I
Yeah,
mean, I think this is right now my most anticipated for the rest of the year, probably like
it's up
that
there.
I can think of
It's
off the
top
top
two
of
for
my
me.
head.
Yeah.
You have Doomsday at one. I mean, I'm fine with
Yeah,
that. Like
I
that's
would put Doomsday. Yeah, I mean it's the bigger movie, but I mean they're both crazy. So
all right.
all
Well,
right,
thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one, and see you then.